Hi, friend, and welcome back to Elevate with Erica. So, today's quote has been on my heart all week, and that's what this topic, this podcast is going to be centered around. So, it was difficulties seldom defeat people, lack of faith in themselves usually does it. That one hit me because if you've ever had a season where you just kept showing up, even when there was no proof that it was working, then this one is for you. And I know so many of us will be able to relate to this one. So today we're going to be talking about faith and not just the kind that believes in God's plan, but the kind that believes that you are part of that plan. The kind that says, I can do hard things and I am not done yet. So I want to take you back for a second. So there was a about a 5-year stretch where I was trying to build something with my previous business that just wasn't taking off. Like I showed up, I showed up consistently and I learned, I attended all of the trainings, I read all of the books, like I gave it my all, but the results just weren't coming. They just weren't there through the end. And friend, there was nights that I questioned everything. My ability, like maybe I just don't have it, right? Because other people are succeeding at this thing. My calling, maybe I'm not understanding what I'm being asked to do. My worth. And I remember thinking, maybe this just isn't meant for me. Like maybe and it's one of those things, right? This is one of those thoughts that you think to yourself that when you say them out loud, they sound a lot more harsh than they do in your head, but they really are that harsh. Maybe I'm just not worthy of this kind of success, this level of success. Such a mean thing that we say to ourselves, right? Those thoughts that bounce around inside that we never give a voice to. If we did, we would recognize how unkind we really are to ourselves on a regular basis, multiple times throughout the day. But something in me, something that I believe that God put there, it kept whispering to me, don't quit. And guys, there was no proof that I should keep going. I just had the faith that someday harvest would come. And I think the hardest part of this is like, you can hear that voice that says, don't quit. And like, the proof isn't there, but you can keep working. But like, to get my husband on board for that particular part of the story, it's not so easy, right? Like, he wanted to see the proof. The proof is in the paycheck, baby. And I get it. Like we have a family to support. So that was definitely the toughest part for me, the hardest part for me was going through that season where there is no proof. 5 years. 5 years where I feel like I'm not advancing here. But I think I'm walking in God's purpose and I'm hearing this voice that says, don't quit. But my goodness, it's been 5 years. Like, hello, mama's got to bring home some kind of bacon here. Something isn't working. Fast forward to today, and I'm building something with Make Wellness. I have been building this new business with Make Wellness over the past year. And it's not just successful on paper. It is so fulfilling. It is so exciting. It is so aligned and it is mine. And that didn't happen because I suddenly got lucky, right? It happened because I refused to lose faith in myself. And that's the lesson that difficulties didn't defeat me. Doubt almost did, but difficulties didn't defeat me. And the only reason I'm here now. Tomorrow I leave on an all expense paid, flights included, all inclusive trip for me and my husband, earned through Make Wellness. And man, I'm having a lot of pinch me moments. I am so pumped for this. I think that my husband is actually more excited than me. And again, this is after 5 years in that prior business, like it not being fruitful, but like feeling like this is where I'm supposed to be. I know this is part of my path. I don't get why, God. Like, what is happening? Right? Because there's no proof that this is working. But I feel like I'm walking on the path you're telling me to walk. So the only reason I'm here now, 6 years later, the last year of that being with a new company, and seeing this momentum is because I didn't let the lack of proof convince me that I wasn't capable. And listen, it's not just in business. Life has tested me in other ways. If you guys have been here, throughout the years of this podcast. You know, I share it all, I air it all, I air all my dirty laundry. Financial setbacks after the pandemic, man. Legal battles I never expected to face, fighting for the safety of my boys in 2024. Lord, these were moments that I looked at my bank account and I thought, not just my bank accounts, but my credit card statements coming in the mail. And I'm like, God, I just don't see how I don't see how this gets better. Like, I don't see how I get out of this. But I made a decision that despite all that, I would not lose faith in me. I'm not telling you it wasn't easy. I'm not telling you I haven't sat on the bathroom floor and cried over it. I'm not telling you that I haven't felt like I was carrying that burden of that debt on my shoulders all by myself because I'm trying to walk down this path, this calling that I'm feeling, that I'm hearing, but it's not looking like any kind of proof that I should keep walking down this path to my husband, right? So I'm like carrying it in quiet, in secret, trying to like pinch pennies, doing it alone, right? Not losing faith. Because if God trusted me to walk through it, then He's going to equip me to walk out of it. I'm supposed to learn something in the through it so that He can turn me into the person He needs me to be when I walk out of it. And He did. And He is. Not overnight, not without tears, not without me asking why, more times than I can count, why and when. But He did, and He is. And that's what I want you to know today, that whatever your whole looks like, whether it's financial or emotional or physical or spiritual, you are fully capable of climbing out. You may not know how, but He does. You may not know how, but your faith doesn't need proof. It just needs your persistence. And that's one thing I am. I could probably get that tattooed on me. I am persistent to a fault. My mom always said I was such a hard-headed little girl, but like now she sees why in my adult life that has paid off, right? So if any of you guys have little hard-headed little kids running around, they're driving you nuts. There's some light at the end of your tunnel. It pays off as an adult when you are persistent, right? So now I want to turn this toward you. Where are you letting a lack of proof convince you to stop believing in yourself? Maybe it's that business that you started that hasn't taken off yet. It's not reached the level that you define as successful yet. Maybe it's your fitness journey that you keep starting and stopping. Maybe it's the dream that just feels too far gone. Maybe your time has passed, you're telling yourself. You're too old now. That ship has sailed. Maybe it's the relationship or the healing process that feels like it's moving backwards. I can definitely relate with that one. Healing is a cycle of like two steps forward, one step back sometimes. But listen, whatever it is, I need you to listen to me. It's not that you can't do it. It's that you might have stopped believing that you could. So when you lose faith in yourself and you start to live from your fear instead of your future, I need you to, in that moment, remember who made you and what He placed in you. And that's when everything changes. That's when you find your persistence. Because God doesn't give you dreams to torment you. Man, it felt like it a few times. But He gives you dreams to train you. Because He's got something bigger for you than you can ever imagine. Every challenge, every delay, every closed door, it's not to defeat you, it's to develop you. So today I want you to elevate your faith. Not in the outcome, not in the timing, but in your ability to persevere no matter the outcome, no matter the timing. You're going to persevere, you're going to stay persistent. You've made it through 100% of your hard days so far. You are the evidence of your own resilience. That's amazing, right? You don't need external proof to keep going. You are the freaking proof. Faith in yourself doesn't mean that you never doubt. Of course not. It means that you keep moving while you do. I have this posted. I don't know if you guys watching this on YouTube can see this back here, but I keep it right here, front and center when I'm facing my desk. And it says, "How long until?" And the founder of Make Wellness dropped this goodness in our ears as we were all kicking off our businesses last year, and I knew this needed to be front and center. How long will I persevere until? How long will I persist until? That's the timing, until. So I want you to start with one small act of faith today. I want you to send the message. I want you to make the post. I want you to apply for the job. I want you to go for the walk. I want you to take the next step. I want you to open the Bible. I want you to write the first page. Whatever it is that applies to your situation, action waters faith. Have you ever noticed, like, when you feel way, way behind in something and like you start getting scattered brain because now you're overwhelmed because you're so behind, you don't know what to do? But what happens when you just do one or two things, right? It starts to water that faith, and that faith starts to build up your momentum again. So that's what I'm asking you to do today, to keep doing every single day. That's all it takes. A little bit of action to water your faith that builds your momentum. Friend, the next time life gets heavy and you start to wonder if you can really do this, I want you to remember this episode. Maybe save it because this is a short and sweet one, right? So you could save it. You can come back and listen as often as you need to. Difficulties won't defeat you. Doubt might try to, but as long as you keep faith in God and in the woman that He made you to be, then you'll always rise again. So keep going, keep believing, keep elevating because you are not done yet. Until next episode, friends.